Alright, the Ducky One X is finally here and it's packing something fresh. Inductive switches. Yep, not magnetic, not optical, but inductive. This is Ducky's first dive into the new switch era that doesn't rely on traditional metal contact or the Hall effect, the magnetic sensors. Instead, these switches utilize electromagnetic induction to register the keystroke.
Looking for affordable Windows or Office keys? Look no further, I got you covered. Head over to scdkey.com, pick your Windows edition, use my discount code LE25 to get a 25% on any Windows or Office products. Once you complete your order, after a few seconds you will receive your code. In Windows, go to Settings, there should be an Activate Windows prompt at the bottom. Click that, enter your code and wait for Windows to finish activation. To check the activation status, use the command prompt with the command slmgr.vbs/xpr and you should receive a notification that the machine is permanently activated. Once again, use code LE25 at scdkey.com.
Compared to magnetic switches that need a sensor under each switch, the inductive switches work via coils that are embedded directly into the PCB of the keyboard itself. They track the stem movement of a switch using the change in electromagnetic field. It's a pretty clever and efficient method, especially when it comes to power consumption and also the production cost. The One X here is available in both full size 100%, actually it's 109 keys, and compact 60% layout, and in your choice of black or white color. The packaging is pretty typical for Ducky. Inside you get a board that is protected with a dust cover and wrapped in a so-called wax paper. They also include the Ear of the Dragon spacebar, it's a nice little touch, a few peach fuzz accent keycaps, a Type-C to Type-C cable and C to A adapter, and a cute little Ducky cleaning brush that doubles as a desk toy. There is no switch puller included though. Here you will need one, then you just get the classic keycap puller. Design-wise, this thing is super clean. You still get that Ducky aesthetic with a wedge shape and a slanted back profile. The bezels are average in size and they also manage to squeeze in 4 bonus keys up top for calculator and volume control. Other keyboard manufacturers would put a wheel here. The legend on the keycaps are backlit and they are positioned toward the top center to align with the north-facing SMD RGB LEDs. The included keycaps are thick, they are PBT, 1.38mm in thickness, they are double shot, the legends are double shot, and they should last for years. I got a full-size white version here, it has the German layout, so let's fix that with some aftermarket Ducky keycaps. These are also PBT, but these are triple shot Fallout theme keycaps. Not that the originals are bad, on the contrary, they are awesome, they are PBT as well, excellent build quality, I just prefer the NC or the UK ISO layout. Despite the plastic housing all around the board, it feels solid due to the internal steel plate and 7 layers sound dampening stacked on top of another. Those include silicone pads, IXPE foam and silicone gaskets. The weight is actually above average, it's around 1.5 kilos for a plastic board, and you got triple stage adjustable feet in 8, 11 and 14 degrees. Each feet has rubber padding on it. On the back there's a recessed USB-C port for charging and wired use, plus there is a cutout for the 2.4 GHz dongle, which I think that could have been integrated a bit better. It's just easier for it to be here, but it could be hidden under there. The 3-way toggle switch lets you switch between wired, Bluetooth and 2.4 GHz wireless mode. The typing experience on the One X feels great. Medium to high profile typing angle, solid dampening and well-lubed stabilizers. The key feel is soft, but they are responsive and the board has a premium typing experience out of the box. That said, the switches came out a bit too easily with the keycaps when I pulled them, which suggests that the plate fitment isn't as snug. Something to be mindful of during the cleanup or when you decide to change keycaps. Because they will come out, all of the switches will go with the keycaps. So let's dig into these new switches. These are the Ducky's inductive switches. They are linear for now. There are no tactile or clicky versions yet, although the tech allows for it. Each switch houses a conical metal stem tip that interacts with the coils that are in the PCB. There are no metal contacts here, so wear and debounce issues are virtually non-existent on this keyboard. The switches are smooth, they are pre-lubed and feel fast thanks to the default 0.6mm travel point, the actuation point. You can tune this in the increments of 0.1mm up to the 3.5mm. Of course, this is done in the Ducky Hub software. Internally, the switch uses a shorter but stiffer spring than the standard MX style switches, and that design likely improves responsiveness, but it does contribute to slightly more, wobble of the switch itself. The board's construction is as solid as it gets for a first generation of the Inductive product. The 7-stage dampening system includes silicone between the plate and between the PCB, and between the PCB and the bottom of the case, and even around the battery and the daughter boards that are also present inside. Each switch socket has a cutout in the PCB to let this conical stem pass through. Regarding the battery life, it's actually average. 2500 mAh, this is a small battery for a full-size RGB keyboard. You'll get around 24 hours on a full charge with RGB lights on, and also on wireless mode. The charge time is about 3 hours. For a keyboard that is pushing the next gen switch inside, I expected a bigger battery here, because at least 6000 mAh is standard now. The software they are using is the Ducky Hub. It's a browser-based software utility. It is still in early stages, although they are pushing updates constantly. You get the basics here: the per key actuation adjustment, rapid trigger and multi-point trigger. So that means that you can assign multiple actions to one key based on the press depth. The user interface works fine in any web browser, and there's no software to be installed, which I like, but things like custom lighting, the macros and profile management still feel a little bit clunky. There are also no way to remap RGB brightness or effects on the board itself without the software. These features are easy to implement in the firmware, so I'm hoping that Ducky will update this soon. On the wireless side, things are excellent. 2.4 GHz mode worked flawlessly in my testing with minimal latency. The Bluetooth can be paired with up to 3 devices, and they switch easily between wireless modes. The battery status can be checked via the function +B. The keyboard will light the number keys to show power in 10% increments. Sound-wise, this board is super quiet and clean. There is no metal pinging in there, no reverb, and the gasket mount actually feels like a gasket mount. The silicone pads under large keys helps a lot too with the vibration and noise profile. The stabilizers are consistent and well looped, though, although the pitch varies slightly across keys. The bigger the key, they will sound different. Still, it's far better than most pre-built keyboards in this price bracket. Speaking of the price, $179 for the full size, $139 for the 60% model. It's not going below the magnetic switch boards like you'd expect, which is odd, given the fact that these inductive switches should be cheaper to implement and produce. You're getting decent innovation here, a great build quality and solid wireless performance. But right now, the software and few hardware choices hold it back from being a no-brainer board. All in all, Ducky nailed a lot with the One X keyboard, the feel, the concept, the wireless performance, it's all there. But the software needs more loving. The battery should be beefier, should be bigger, and the switch mounting could use a bit of refinement, because if you pull a keycap from here, everything goes alongside with the switch. Not a great thing. But even still, for a first generation of the inductive keyboard, this is a great start. So if you want to try something new and you are okay with waiting for the future firmware improvements, just go with this keyboard. It's an awesome keyboard. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to sub to the channel, like and share the video, and I'll see you in another one.